Yeah, good morning, everyone. There's something that's of concern to me, and I'm sure it's of concern to many. And this is why I'm making this video because we need to talk about it as a community and as people, who are sensitive to things going around, which is in the news, is in the social media space, it's everywhere. We hear it every day on the radio, and it's just the scaremongering is so high that even people now beginning to react without thinking. It's coronavirus. You all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Let me first start by sending my condolences to all those families that may have lost a loved one as a result of this virus. Okay. There's nothing we can do now to help you have closure, but we hope and our wishes and our thoughts are with you, and I do hope that you'll find closure. But for those of us who have, there may be some people who have just been in contact or they're at risk. There's we need to find out some information that will help us to be able to stop this spread, both as individuals and collectively. And this, but beyond that, the reason why I'm making this video is not just that, because people just take secondary information. They don't actually take time to read and find out what is happening, and they just jump on it and begin to act without checking the facts and not being sensible, taking sensible action. Okay, I'll give you a brief background of COVID virus statistics from what we have seen so far from other countries. China, the China Center for Disease Control and Prevention, some of their, it's been predicted that even WHO, that worldwide, the fatality rate now is going close to 1%. We've also been told, and even experts have said it, that 99% of those that may contact this disease will survive. They will recover. This, I think, the media also need to be stressing more. So it's not so that the scaremongering don't become so high. People think that, oh, no one will recover once you get. No, people still recover. They will survive it. As far as I'm concerned, you may not agree with me. This coronavirus is not new. It will come and go. There is light at the end of the tunnel. But let's just take a look from those statistics that have been given to us. They said those that are most at risk are people aged over 50. They have experienced most of the deaths. And this is why those between 50 and 59, about 130 deaths were recorded. Between 60 and 69 years, 309. 70 to 79, 312. And 80 years plus, 208 deaths, compared to those who are between 20 and 29, where 7 deaths were recorded, and those between 10 and 19, 1 death was recorded. Okay, if you look at this record coming out from the Chinese figures, and also WHO has also told us that estimatedly the mortality rate for COVID-19 is about 3.4%. That's what they've told us. Of course, if we look at all these statistics, without boring you much further, it's alarming. It worries anyone, especially what is happening in Italy that has been locked down, and other European countries now are beginning to, show signs of serious issues going down there. But in my opinion, the UK has not made that threshold yet. So, but however, what are we doing individually to ourselves, both as a people, to stop the spread? I think the government guidance is very clear. We should just follow it and, upscale our hygiene, personal hygiene, and limit our contacts. But beyond that, the thing why I'm really concerned today is because of the way people are reacting. when it comes to, if you go to many supermarkets today, you find that the stores, I've never seen it so depleted with essentials. You know, you go to the supermarket, you hardly find pasta, you hardly find rice, you hardly find tissues are all gone. You have the sanitizer have since gone. You even don't find cleaning agents. Go to the aisle where it is. Many of the supermarkets are struggling. They are just empty. I can understand some. We've had more people coming in as that may not have been planned, who have either been on holiday and all that. That has kind of like increased there's a demand, but beyond that, consumer behavior seem to be out of place in this case. The way people are reacting about when they go to supermarkets without thinking sensibly, there may be other people who actually need these things as well. They are also entitled to have a share of these groceries. How come someone would go to the stores and have 10 packets of tissues? You are not an organization, you're not a commercial entity, just an individual. Please tell me, how will others have access to it? I'm happy now that some of the stores are beginning to wake up and beginning to ration this thing to per person, because it's really gone out of hands. Even to the point that people have to go 1 hour before the store open to queue, and you see very long queues. When it's not, this is not a 26 Boxing Day offer. Come on, what is happening, people? We need to take sensible steps. We cannot put, we are all under this thing together. We are all in it together, but we cannot also be adding more pain to what we already have to ourselves. Some people actually need these essentials. They need those cleaning agents because of their, maybe due to their ill health or underlying health. So why are we doing this to ourselves? Why do we go to stores and clear the old stuff because we're there before others, and without minding that, oh, some other people are also entitled to have a share of this thing? I think there has to be sensible approach to how we consume these things, because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, this coronavirus will come and it will go. But what are you going to do with those things? But you would have deprived others who genuinely needs these things, who genuinely needs those sanitizer, who genuinely need these cleaning agents as well for their premises or for their household, who genuinely need this food, but they cannot have access to it. This is why I'm really concerned, and I know many others are concerned. So can we please begin to talk to ourselves? We don't need to be policed. This is something that is going to be common sense to tell us that there are other people. We live in the same environment, we live in the same world, so there are other people who also need to survive, and we're going to survive it. I don't think this epidemic is going to overtake us. The scientists are really busy trying to find solutions, and I believe in them, and the government's guidance is very clear. Let's upscale our personal hygiene. Let's continue to distance ourselves from anyone that may be at risk. Let's look after those that are most vulnerable, especially at this period, and limit their interaction in public spaces. And if we think we've been in contact with someone, or we suspect that we are carrier of that virus, we self-isolate. And if the conditions get worse, then after 7 days, then we call the NHS 111. So please, as a people, let's begin to help ourselves as well, because we all need all these essentials. It will not just be for only a particular few people. We need to allow others to have access to it, so that we can live to tell the story. We should not be having fightings, having people having to struggle in stores because of these essentials. These stores, they are also struggling to even meet up with the demand. So as a people, let's talk to ourselves. We really don't need to go into panic buying. It is not needed. The stores will always be there. The supermarkets will always be there. These groceries will come every now and then. So what's the need of the panic buying? Why cause unnecessary panic when there's really no reason to? If you are with me on this and you agree with me, leave your comments and reaction. Okay, you can follow me on Twitter if you're on Twitter on Practical Audio, and if you're on Instagram, Practical Audio as well. I look forward to seeing your comments and your contributions. But please, as a people, let's look after those who are most vulnerable. Let's take practical steps to protect them and protect ourselves. Until I come away again, keep washing your hands, and please protect yourself and protect others.